Okay, friends, today I'm gonna talk to you about layers. What is an image layer? Image layers are basically one picture stacked on top of another picture. If I hit this button here that says Add New Layer, Paint.net shows it as these gray and black pixels. And this means that that layer is blank, or that area at least is blank, that there are no pixels there. So if I make my flag layer invisible by unchecking it, you can see nothing, nada. If we were to put something on this layer here, we can see that it's not blank anymore. And one layer will cover all or part of another layer, and also an upper layer can be used to modify the appearance of a lower layer. I'm gonna get rid of this layer, I don't need the gun right now. Let's use our bird here. Control C. So I'm gonna add the bird over top of the flag. If I were to select the flag layer and then Control V my bird, well, look, the flag's gone now. I just disappeared the flag, and I don't want to do that, so I'm going to hit Control Z, and I need to make sure that when I paste my bird, it happens on a different layer than where the flag is. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create some backup layers for my bird and my flag. So duplicate layer. Here's my backup bird. I'm going to move it to the bottom. Here's my backup flag. And now I'm going to see if I can make a cool combination of the bird and the flag using layer properties. So when we go to layer properties, we can name the layer. So I'm going to name this one bird. I'm going to name this one here flag. We have two different values that we have. The first is opacity, which you can also think of as transparency. It controls how see-through the layer is. So if I turn opacity down, if I turn it back up. The next is blend mode. This controls how light, quote-unquote light, passes through that layer. So for example, if I do reflect, I get this. It looks like this. Multiply, additive, overlay, lighten, darken, and soar. They're all pretty funky. And whichever blend mode that you use depends on your own artistic taste and the look that you're trying to go through. Give me a second while I try to figure out which blend mode I like here. Okay, so I'm setting this to glow, the bird to glow, and of an opacity level of 194. Alright, so I already made backups of these different layers here. So I'm going to hit this one here, merge layer down. Now, the flag and the bird are one picture now. So if I make the other ones invisible, and we just have the bird and the flag, they're together now. Add new layer. Okay, now I'm going to add in my constitution. Making a new layer so that I can copy and paste without distorting the others. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can alter the appearance of the constitution. So I'm going to make a new layer, and then I'm going to make a gradient over top of it. And we'll play with the gradient a little bit. And I'm going to change this one here to lighten. And now, all of the things that are white are now invisible. Now completely block the constitution. What happens if I add another one? properties, multiply. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Ah! Uh-oh, if I duplicate my gradient here, notice it changed the appearance. Do you know why that is? Well, remember we set this one here to additive. And so every time we make a new additive layer, or layer on the additive setting, well, this is still an additive layer and it continues to alter the appearance of all the other layers down below it. So if we stack up multiple layers that have the same or different blend modes, we get a combined effect. And let's say, here, I'm gonna duplicate my constitution and my white layer, my white and black layer, so that I have them for later. I'm going to show you this trick. Okay, so let's say that I like this, how this looks here, and I want to make this here into one image, and I hit merge layer down. Well, usually when you hit merge layer down, you usually want to start, so here's the bottom of all the layers that I'm going to merge today. Usually you want to go start at the bottom and go down. And if you do it the other way, start at the top and go down, then it can sometimes mess up the blend modes. But I don't think I like the pink. Oops, see, I got rid of that constitution and pink layer, and I still have a pink layer over here. It's still in additive mode. And it is now affecting the appearance of my flag bird layer. So I'm going to get rid of these here. I'm going to merge down my white and black layer to my constitution layer. And I'm going to make a duplicate of my faded constitution layer. Okay, now I want to combine this picture here, this layer, with my bird and my flag. So I'm going to make a duplicate of my bird and my flag as well. Go to layer properties. Let's see which ones look good. I want to try overlay. That looks pretty sweet. See if I duplicate it. Now that's a little too intense. It was too faint before. So you can change the intensity of the effect by changing the opacity of the layer. So I have one that is at 100% opacity, another that's on a small amount of opacity, and now I have it looking exactly as I want it. So here's the bottom layer of all the ones that we're going to merge. Go to the next one up, then go to the next one up, merge layer down. Okay, so I finally have my background exactly how I want it. Oh, and the other thing, you can move layers up and down too. You can use these buttons to move layers up and down too. All right, now it's time to add in Ronnie here. Control C, make sure I'm not on my layer that I don't want to modify, and then we'll put Ronnie in. We'll put him right there. I think that's a good spot for him. I'm going to be writing some text, and as we can see here, this area here is very heterogeneous in its color makeup, which means that if I put text there, it might be pretty hard to read. So what I'm going to do is add a new layer, and then I'm going to take my box here, a rectangle feature. I'm going to set it to the colors, how about just white? We'll go to make it solid, and we'll hit right at the corner over Ronnie, over like this, and it covers up a lot of all of the fun things, but we'll fix that in a second. We can use the ruler to guide to make it even. And now I'm going to turn down the transparency of this white layer. So it doesn't completely hide it, but it does make it a little bit easier to read where my text is going to be. Okay, let's caption it. Make sure I make a new layer for my text. Make sure I get the correct color that I like for my text. Let's use a dark blue. That's a nice patriotic color. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Oh, that's too big. Ah! Oh, we can change the size of our font directly. There we go, that looks good. Oh, we forgot to add our Kalashnikov on there. Control C. Make sure I got a new layer. Keep canvas size. Shrink it down. Move this to the top. And I'm going to use the magic wand to get rid of all the white bits. And I'm going to duplicate this because I want to put another one on the other side. So I have 2 guns now. And I want to put the other one identical, like right there. So what I'm going to go is layers, flip horizontal, and now it's even. Here, I'll merge them together. That is flippin' sweet. Okay, now let's say that we have this project here and we're not done working on it. We want to walk away and go work on something else. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Save As, and we're going to save it as a paint.net file. And if I close out of everything, my recording software, don't look. You don't need to see the man behind the curtain. And if I open up Recent, all my layers are still there. But I can't really submit a paint.net file anywhere on the internet. Like, I can't post that on Facebook or Tumblr or anything. So I'm going to hit Save As. And now I'm going to save it as either a PNG or a JPEG. PNGs are usually a little bit better. Save. Okay. Saving in this file format requires that the image is first flattened, which reduces it to a single layer. Well, it's okay because I already saved all my layers when I saved it as a PDN, so I'm not worried about that. So I'm going to flatten it now. And now it is 1 layer and 1 image. And there we go. We just learned how to use layers in paint.net.